Alright, so we've just been sitting down talking a little bit with Zach Plopper from Wildcoast, and he's telling us a bit about the international situation on both sides of the border, both in Mexico and the United States, and what we're doing, what you guys are doing to protect really important areas for people to enjoy and keep this earth the way it is now as long as we can. Can you tell me a little bit more about Wildcoast and how people can get involved, how people can find out more about what you guys do?
Yeah. So you can visit our website, wildcoast.org. We have all of our information about our programs, the different places that we work there, and then opportunities for the public to get involved. Well, it's important that they first, experience some element of wilderness, so they draw a better connection to that. And whether that's just visiting the local nature preserve, regardless of where you are.
I like that.
Going to the beach if you can, but just to have that connection and having fun in that place, you're going to care a lot more about it after you do. And so then when you get home, there's a lot of stuff that people can do in their household, obviously, recycling being one of them, buying less, fewer single-use plastics. It's so, reusable coffee cups and water bottles. That's a great start. I think what's also really important too is getting engaged in the process.
I like that. So that was a very simple thing you just mentioned. I just want to step back one second. You said reusable coffee cups and water bottles. This is something that we've all made a change in here in our team here at our organization, San Diego Sailing Tours, Seas Lyfe, and Reduce Impact. All the volunteers and all the paid staff have actually started bringing their own water bottles to work, and we all have our little fancy coffee cups. Most of us are pretty proud of the 12 hours of burning your lip action at 6 p.m. You take a sip and it stings you. But we're using them every day. So you're saying just that little change.
Well, and if we get enough people to do that, and show the market that there isn't a market for single-use plastic bottles anymore. But it's going to take a lot of people to do that. So that's one thing that we can do, and you're absolutely right. The more workplaces taking that on. But I think the next is getting engaged in the process to stop the production of these materials from the other end as well. So it's what you do as the consumer, and then what you do to manipulate the market, which we can do, of getting engaged in these processes like banning plastic straws. Or not banning, but the straws upon request. So then there will be fewer straws in production.
So just like any common economic infrastructure, it's supply and demand.
Right.
We don't put out big demand, they're going to shorten the supply.
Sure, exactly.
Nobody orders anchovies on their pizza. The pizza man's probably not keeping a lot of anchovies
Stop
in the
putting
bag.
anchovies on it. Yeah, so finding those opportunities, and it's a confusing world, the sausage making world of state, local, and federal legislation, but it's the process. Unfortunately, in the U.S., we have access to that process, so speaking at your city council meetings, setting up members with your assembly members, senators, city council members, to vocalize issues that are relevant in your community, maybe keeping you from enjoying local open spaces as much as you'd like to.
I love how everything you say keeps coming back to enjoying local open spaces and national preserves. So just to recap a little bit, what people can do at home to make a really big difference, you're saying, is the three main things. And I love the first thing I didn't expect from you. I didn't expect you to tell us, get out there and enjoy nature, go connect with the ocean, go take your kids for a walk in the park. That's killer. That's one thing we haven't been promoting that we're going to start more now after talking to you. And the second thing is start using your own, just coffee and water. Just start there, you're getting your own coffee container and your own water container. And the third thing you mentioned is making little efforts to stop using as many convenience-use single plastics to shorten our demands.
Right, and working with the decision makers to change the market completely. So we'll see big changes here in California, hopefully, where we'll be producing a lot less plastics, people will be using a lot less plastics, and we've therefore, attacked the issue from two sides.
I love it. Get out there and see open places, people. Carry your own coffee in your own water bottle. It's not that difficult. And stop using so many single-use plastics. The little plastic fork you used this afternoon will be around, it's designed to be here for 1,000 years. You're only designed to be here for less than 100. So thank you so much, Zach. Really appreciate your conversation.
Yeah, thank you.
It's great chatting with you.
Yeah, you too.